The insurance company, from the beginning, before sending a part, decides from this module if it's going to be sent to a mini repair or not. Can you imagine a bumper, for example, the claim, 60% of the claims is coming from the front of the car. And one of the main part is a bumper. The bumpers are usually changed because it is a high amount in a claim, $500, $600. Very important to send body parts to mini repairs. And the insurance company decides, not the garage. Market. In Turkey, when we started, it was the authorized dealers' labor prices. Now, today, even international companies, they use the market price. Insurance companies must apply the country's real market price. Otherwise, you will never have the control on the labor and you pay a lot of money. And today, the difference between the authorized dealer and the market price is 35%. This is a very important figure because the insurance companies decide what to pay for a part for labor, not the authorized dealers. Then you have, which is very important, what kind of system you may have in the world, the software. It will never solve the claim in the garage because you have to go and control. You can't send a loss adjuster, you can't do it over the system, but at the end of the day, you have to see and go if the repair is being made properly. So what did the second revolution the Turkish industry did? First one was to employ the logistical people. Second, external technical people. In 81 regions of the country, they would go at any moment to the garage and service and do double checks, third check, fourth check, fifth check. And the garage would know there are people coming from the insurance industry to check their vehicles. This is very important. Of course, you also have the inspector module, which means that you have ex-policemen, retired policemen. If there is a fraud, they will go and investigate that file. So, the method 3, this is a new one because it's the same as the previous one, except one difference. Today, the garages are coming together to create a network of franchise services, which means 100, 200, 300. They are coming together. They are going to the insurance companies and saying, divert your vehicles to us. We will even decrease the claims. How? Today, insurance companies in Turkey are saying, if you go to my agreed network of franchise services, you will not lose your claim bonus. Now, this is an important factor because then the customer himself takes his car and goes to this network. Why is it an advantage for him? From claim bonus. What is the advantage of insurance companies? They get even a 15% on top of 30%, a cheaper labor price. So you have to give something to the customer to earn something. So this is the new trend in Turkey, network of franchise services. Then you have international companies today in Turkey, until now, who use the loss adjusters. Now they are doing it in-house, which means that they are using the system, the technology, everything. They are doing the claims, they are doing the pre-estimation, and they are directly closing the files with the authorized dealers, with the private garages. Why this is important? Because when it's directly the insurance companies, the services, they listen more the insurance companies, and they are very careful what they're quoting from the beginning. So this is another difference. Of course, you also have the loss adjusters, classical system. They also use the system, and the biggest advantage for the loss adjusters here is that the insurance companies, now you must understand, I'm coming to the spare part, the block exemption. In Turkey, We know what the original part is, no problem. But when an adjuster uses the catalog, finds a spare part, this system says, this is the Opel bumper, $800. This is B category, you have alternative part, $500. Third alternative, $400, $200. Depending on the claim and on the policy, the insurance companies, they decide from the beginning, not after. What I'm trying to say, the prices are prefixed in the system, which means that you know what you will pay for original price. Authorized dealer or a private garage cannot say what they will invoice or they will change the next day. Everything's prefixed. All the alternative parts, they have to give their list from the beginning of the contract. 20,000 part, 30,000 part. So that the insurance companies know what they will invoice and they make the bargaining from the beginning, not at the end. So you have millions of parts in the system and you know what you're going to be invoiced, at what discount. This is very important because we as a system, we can tell this make is original, alternatives are 10 parts, which companies. Now this, in Europe, this has started in Europe companies because they're paying mainly original, but they've also started this business. It's called multi-price. The relationship between the parts. As an insurance industry, we don't know what a part is, who manufactures that part. We think maybe a good manufacturer like Hella, Bosch, they manufacture parts to the factory. But there are parts they don't manufacture, they manufacture to the market. So when the insurance companies, they don't know about these analysis, they have no say. So as companies like us or our competitors, they empower the insurance company and they give all this technical information. So it is very important. And what happens, the loss adjuster, they do, the system automatically sends the part, the cheapest part, first of all, to the supplier. The loss adjuster just says sends, it goes to the cheapest. If the cheapest says, I don't have it in the stock, it goes to the second one. If it doesn't have it in the stock, it goes all the way to the most expensive one. The system does it automatically. Or, in some cases, the loss adjuster can choose the part manually and send it to the supplier. Or, very interesting, now the insurance companies, they tell the loss adjusters, here are the parts, but you cannot make the decision. The decision will be made by the insurance company, by the technical people. They will see your file, what you have chosen. We will decide which company which should send the part to the garage. So as you see, all the power is in the insurance company. And all the other modules work, of course, directly with the system. Now, what has happened today? There is still big competition in the Turkish market. The prices are very cheap. The insurance companies are losing money. And it is funny because when I went in 2002 into insurance companies, nobody gave me an appointment because they were making lot of money. In 2003, when the inflation went to 5–6%, they were losing money. They all called me. Hakan, come, what can we do? Because they were in an economical crisis. They never thought about the claim side. So today we have a world crisis. It's in our hands, but it may be better, it may get worse. You must be prepared for the worst from today. And you must now control your claims from the beginning, now, not when the invoice comes to you. And of course, I cannot go into detail here, but if you like us to explain you more detail, we can give you, of course, supplementary information. Thank you very much.
Erözer, before I hand over to our audience, I was just wondering because most of your claims which you are referring was related to parts and all that.
Auto claims.
Auto claims.
Yes.
So are you also have other lines of business which you...
Yes, we also do property claims.
Okay.
All the property claims we do as well.
Okay. So apart from motor and auto, so you have also property.
Yes.
Claims with you. So that was very good, and that was an interesting insight in claim processing and claim management and also impact of innovative like approach which you showed us in expediting these claims, whereby keeping the cost effectiveness as well. And so that's very good. I would ask audience if you have any questions for Mr. Erözer.
Just to give information, 2 million files are processed through the system. 2 million auto-claim files, just to give you a number. Yes.
My name is Abdul Hakim. I am from Atma Abu Dhabi. My question is, did you made a survey about the, after repairing the car, did you made a customer survey? Is the customers are also happy? Because when somebody buy a new car, he prefer to repair the car at the agency itself. So when you are giving assignment to that directly your logistic department and you are trying to reduce the cost.
Yes.
Did you made a customer survey asking that whether the customers are fully satisfied with the service the insurance company providing?
I didn't understand the last bit. Did the insurance company?
Did you made a customer survey?
Yes, a survey at the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, I did it like this way. I had who's the head of the Turkish Insurance Association. He was the general manager of a big insurance company. I called him and I told him in 2002 December, can you send me 100 files already paid? And he said to me, Hakan, what are you going to do with paid files? I said to him, just send it to me. He sent 100 files to me. I just did a one-day check and I found that there were 30% differences in the cost and the compatibility of that part to that model. And the survey was done because from the 100 files, they knew that they were being cheated. Okay? If the sector, they realize that you don't have a control, a reference point, a system, then they will do everything to invoice to the maximum. For agencies, for example, you said the agencies. In Turkey, of course, we also have MIS reporting, about 250 reports in the system, because without any information, there is no strategy. And all the insurance companies now, they share their information with one each other, which means that at the end of each month, they have a sectorial report. Nobody is scared about this. And they know they can benchmark themselves against all the sector. In what region, with which agency, which loss adjuster, which garage, am I paying more or less? And they can go into many details. And this is a very important thing. Because agencies, the first day, like you said, the agencies, they found out that in a region, an agency was working with a garage, 80% with one garage. He was probably the owner of that garage. And they were sending one loss adjuster, and he was probably a partner in that business. So without information, without strategy, you can't do anything. So you need a technology.
Hi, good evening. My name is Hani Dehan from Najm for Insurance Services, Saudi Arabia. Actually, you came at the right time since we are working in a new project in Saudi Arabia, which is called damage assessment, and we are working to put a standard for the vehicles repair industry, let's say. My question is, there is many factors related to repairing any damaged vehicle. One of the major factors is the labor hours. How your system are calculating the labor hours per each vehicle. You know, there is many vehicles, many brands, each one is different. Let's say the hood of any vehicle is different from an SUV vehicles and the small cars. And yes. In which basis your system is counting this number of hours, then he will get the labors.